Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, it's your boy, the Beanie Boy, and only the Beanie Boy. Welcome back to yet another Stomp Wrestling video. And as you can see, I've got the boy with me. I've got Mr. Nowadays, or I've got the presenter and editor himself, Mr. WrestleDrop. And we're here with another Stomp Wrestling video discussing what we feel are the best of each of these categories. We've got the Stomp Wrestling Awards for 2022. It's been a crazy year. A lot of things have happened, but we're here to narrow down every single category to give you our winners for each category. And yeah, Mr. WrestleDrop, it's been a crazy year.
It's been a crazy year. The 2022
Insane
recap
year
has
for
been
progress.
crazy. The stories that have come out,
Yes, sir.
the returns. It's just been crazy. It's been crazy. So
It has. And it's only fitting that we do these awards as we approach the end of the year, because 2023, blank canvas, brand new year, brand new surprises. But we can't enter 2023 without looking back at 2022 and giving flowers to those men and women who made this year what it was. So let's go on. And what categories do you have for us?
well, I just want to start this by saying this is WWE only awards. We don't want to feed into the tribalism and go WWE AW. Because if someone says Roman Reigns and it should have been John Moxley, people are just going to come for our throats. So we're just going to go straight up WWE, and then we'll do an AEW one next week. All right, so let's start with our first award, Return of the Year. I think this one's... well, there's two options here.
What is the second one? Because I know what the first one is. But what is the...
We could be on two different wavelengths here. That's the thing.
I get that. My number one is clear. I want to hear what the two options are.
So, Cody Rhodes, WrestleMania return. Or the White Rabbits, Bray Wyatt at Extreme Rules. I know a lot of people would say Bray.
Yeah, I get that.
But that's not where I'm going.
That's definitely not where I'm going at. Because the story with Cody is just, it's so poetic. You know what I'm saying? And I think poetic, I'm using poetic for lack of a better word, but everything about it just seemed so out of this world, because he was working for a rival company which he helped start, and it was just like the prodigal son coming home. You know what I mean? And I think everything that followed after that, we're yet to see Bray Wyatt come back, if I could say that, because
he hasn't even had a match
yet.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? But with Cody, we saw him continue from where he left off in AEW. And yes, people knew about it. I mean, the power of social media, it's very difficult to not know something that's going to happen. So people knew, or people were speculating that he might come back, but you did not care about that when he did come back, because it was such an amazing comeback, such an amazing return. That WrestleMania match also with Seth was freaking incredible. Bro, for me, I think
it's Cody
has to get Return of the Year. Definitely.
Cody's getting that award for me as well. That's set in stone.
He's clear. I mean, Triple H has brought back every Tom, Dick, and Harry you can think of, but none of them have topped Cody Rhodes' return. Bro. And that was during the McMahon era. So that's crazy.
And it was at WrestleMania, bro. A return at WrestleMania.
Oh, bro, that was crazy. So yeah, for me, Cody. Definitely.
So we can establish between us two, Cody Rhodes' Return of the Year.
Yes, sir.
Cool. Okay. Definitely. Next award, Rookie of the Year. So this is someone who's, I think, you could say had their first match this year or late last year, because obviously it's a limited pool. So we can say very late last year and this year. So who you got in mind?
Again, bro, not everyone steps into the WWE and has their third match against the top guy. And not everyone knocks it out the park every single time they enter the ring without having been a pro wrestler. Banger after banger after banger. Yeah. Bro, he was a social media star, a YouTuber. and now he's a certified pro wrestler
Bro,
in the biggest wrestling company.
I remember you before his match against... What was his second match? Second match was against Miz.
The Miz.
You were saying you don't care for it. You're not really interested.
I did, admittedly.
And
admittedly, I did.
He literally won you over and a lot of other people with his work. So I think that says a lot. That says a lot.
That's true.
But we got some other names.
Again,
we got some other names. Braun Breaker, late last year, made his debut. Nikita Lyons, it was either this year or late last year.
Yeah.
I think Nikita Lyons doesn't stand up to the others, but Braun Breaker, he's up there.
He is, and I think you heard me say that's crazy because it feels like we've been watching Braun for years.
Bro.
You know what I'm saying?
Bro.
It feels like we've been watching Braun Breaker tear people apart for at least 5 years. But to think that it's only been late last year, that's crazy. He's definitely someone you can throw into that hat.
For sure. Definitely. I'm still saying Logan, though.
It has to be.
It has to be.
It has to be. And I think Braun's main disadvantage is that he's on NXT.
Yeah.
I think it made a main roster debut and carried out all this dominance and all this momentum on the main roster. He'd definitely be competing with Mpho for this position. But Paul Logan came to the main roster directly, and a lot of people hated him. Like you're saying, he won a lot of people over, and that's very difficult to do.
Bro, especially with the heat he was getting.
Exactly. Hence, I was about to say with the reputation he carried. Exactly.
Yeah.
And I think, bro, Roman Reigns, I think that last match.
That last match was crazy.
Knowing everything that happened, watching the match, actually appreciating the fact that this guy has only wrestled 3 times.
And the fact that this guy tore his knee apart mid-match and continued.
Literally tore it apart. He tore like 3 muscles and continued the match. It has to be.
Props him. It is him. It is him. So Rookie of the Year confirmed.
Rookie of the Year.
Logan Paul confirmed.
Definitely. Yeah. No debates.
Oh, for sure.
But shout out to all the rookies who made an impact this year.
Yeah,
because like you're saying, there are
a lot of them.
Names.
We've probably even forgotten. We've probably forgotten a few names as well. Let's be honest. Exactly. So next up, next award, Rivalry of the Year. Here there's a few. My favorites, which is probably going to stick to the theme. I don't know if it's going to be who the award goes to, but it's my favorite is Seth versus Cody. And I think these two are going to take a lot home in these awards.
I respect that.
But there
is a lot. There is a few. And for me, yes, they didn't have a lot of matches. But for the length of time that they were feuding, Gunther and Sheamus did amazing things on TV.
Oh, for sure.
And like I said in a previous Stomp video that we covered this feud in depth, I said that it could be the fact that they can do so much with that feud alone. You know what I'm saying? They could do a 6-man, they could do one-on-one, they could do multiple one-on-ones. You know what I'm saying? But there was just the added factor of Sheamus not having won the Intercontinental Champion and Gunther being the Intercontinental Champion. That just made that feud so... I mean, yes, of course, they had great matches. They smacked the shit out of each other. But there was just something about that feud. It came at the right time. And what it did for Sheamus, I think how Sheamus came out on the other end. Because Sheamus went into that feud as a heel. Sheamus went into that feud as a heel. And now the factor of him being someone that people look at and being like, this guy actually deserves his props for all that he's done. I think that feud did so much for both men, but for Sheamus especially, who is someone who definitely deserves credit for all that he's done.
For sure.
So I'd definitely throw that feud in there for feud of the year.
You know what? I back that feud. I'm still gonna mention another one now, but I back that feud because Gunther wasn't looking so great going into that. The booking was a bit all over the place. He was chopping Ludwig Kaiser for no reason, and this was happening. Sheamus was a heel, and then going into it, he turned into a face. So the way both men came out of it was a huge thing. Both men came out looking good. The Cody Rollins feud, Cody looked good, Seth didn't.
Brilliant. Yeah.
So I think I could back that. What are we saying for Seth versus Matt Riddle? It's also a good feud. The build-up.
Yes. Yes.
I think that's also a nominee to go in there.
It is. It is. And the fact that I think it's... What's going on?
No, I forgot one, bro, and I'm frustrated at myself for forgetting it. Like, I got frustrated. But carry on.
Okay, cool. I think that feud in particular is just... It's Riddle's crowning moment. And yes, his crowning moment could be winning the WWE Championship. But I mean crowning moment in the sense that he's doing so well without Randy.
It's questionable now.
Or right now he's making bongs, which is something we don't want to be seeing. But
I don't think it's bongs, bro. There's certain lines being... Move on.
Looking at that feud and seeing how Riddle held his own against someone so good in the ring. And Riddle made a lot of people believers. I know he's speaking about Logan Paul turning doubters into believers, but Riddle also.
Yeah, there was a lot of people saying he's unserious, he's too much of a comedy character.
Exactly. Yeah. And it almost seemed at times as though Randy was carrying RK Bro.
Yeah, for sure.
I'm saying no one saw Riddle for what he was. And that the feud gave him an opportunity to show himself.
Riddle was Randy Orton lapdog, essentially.
Exactly. And now we're seeing Matthew Riddle. We're seeing the fighter. We're seeing the MMA background. We're seeing the person who can hold his own, whether in a tag team or in a singles match. He's that good. So I think that did a lot for him. And it's a worthy name to throw into that hat. For sure.
So I got another one, the one that I got frustrated myself for forgetting. It overlapped from last year into this year, going to WrestleMania, and then after WrestleMania to SummerSlam. Becky versus Bianca. Bro, I don't know how we forgot that was a thing, because the way Becky made Bianca look at the end of that.
Yeah.
She turned Bianca into... Now Bianca's a star.
And I mean, that's the thing. It's weird how pro wrestling is. Like, you can see the potential of someone, but it takes someone to kick their ass for you to actually realize
Exactly.
And I think it did exactly that, because had she not come back to pin Bianca in however long, how many seconds was it?
Bro, it was like under 10 seconds.
Exactly. If she had not done that, we wouldn't have opened our eyes to what Bianca can do, And now we speak about Bianca and Becky in the same breath, which is crazy. You know what I mean?
Bro, she turned her into a face of a company.
Exactly. And now Bianca has to be one of the most reliable women on that roster.
So I think we got a decision to make here. Gunther and Sheamus or Bianca versus Becky. That's the two, I think.
Looking at it and longevity and for how long it went on and for what it did for someone who's still at the top now, I'd have to give it to Bianca.
I think so too. I was set after your PowerPoint presentation on Gunther and Sheamus, but after remembering Becky and Bianca, I think it has to be them. It really does.
No, I think it's wrong to give it to anyone else. That feud was proper.
And they had good matches.
And it carried out for so long.
And they had good matches. Except for the first SummerSlam match. But that was last year, so.
of course, and it led to what we witnessed eventually. So it had to happen.
Yeah,
it had to happen. Definitely Bianca versus Becky.
So Bianca versus Becky confirmed.
Feud of the year, rivalry of the year.
All right, so next award. Now we're getting into the nitty gritty. Tag team match of the year. What are we saying? There's a few. I think there's Street Profits versus Uso at Money in the Bank. That was a banger.
Yeah.
We've actually got on the Raw episode before WrestleMania, where it was Street Profits, RK-Bro, and Alpha Academy. Don't know if you remember that tag team match.
Was it a number one contenders tag team match?
No, I actually think it was for the title. No. Can't remember exactly. Okay. I think maybe Seth and Kevin Owens might have been in that match. But if it's not that memorable, clearly it's not match of the year, tag team match of the year. But I remember there was a 3-way or 4-way tag match. And I remember Chad Gable doing a moonsault and Randy Orton catching him with the RKO.
RKO.
You remember that moment now?
Yeah. When you speak spots, bro.
Bro, then you understand.
Speak spots and I'm with you.
I think we also got RK-Bro versus the Usos on SmackDown. That was Randy's last match. That was also a good match. Not sure what else.
Got the Usos versus New Day.
Usos versus on SmackDown. Match. That match was fire. That match was fire.
Yes, sir.
We've even got New Day versus Pretty Deadly recently on NXT as well. I really enjoyed that match as well. So there's a few out there. Not too many to choose from. I think tag team wrestling was quite narrowed down to the Usos for a lot of the year. So
yeah,
I'm saying Usos versus Street Profits.
I think so. Money in the Bank. I really think so. I really enjoyed the story behind the Usos versus the New Day on SmackDown. Just
story was
the fact that the New Day could have ended the Usos' dreams of becoming the longest reigning tag team champions. I think that in itself was great. And then you get 4 superstars who can just fight for 15 hours and still have a banger. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But the Street Profits also, bro. And I remember there was a rumor of them splitting up and all that. And I think that match came at the height of all those rumors.
Right.
And that was just them reminding us that they're a pretty good tag team.
What I remember from that match is the rumors that Angelo Dawkins was going to be the Marty Jannetty of the situation. He was going to disappear.
Yes.
And be forgotten about. And he showed up in that match.
And then he put on a fight of the night.
Bro, he showed up. He was like, I'm not Marty Jannetty. I'm here to stay.
Exactly.
I'm not. And then, he showed up, and that really made the match on a whole new level.
He did.
I think I'm saying that match.
It has to be. It has to be. Just all the elements that were involved, both kayfabe and from the IWC, and just everything that was involved. And it's very difficult. I mean, we've seen time and time again, it's very difficult for those 4 men to have a bad match.
Oh, for sure.
Just generally. They're very good superstars. So it has to be, and it was on pay-per-view. I think having a match on pay-per-view gives you that added advantage, and I think that's the case here.
Oh, for sure.
If it wasn't on pay-per-view, then could have been an argument between that match and the New Day match, but it has to be that match.
For sure. Another argument, it's not a 2-way, a 2-on-2 tag team match, but it was the Tornado tag match, what was it called? The Donnie Burke match at Extreme Rules with the Brawling Brutes and Imperium.
Yeah.
That was a good match. It's not a 2-on-2 tag match, so I think let's keep it out there, but let's just acknowledge it.
That's definitely an acknowledgement that we have to put out there, as well as the War Games match.
As well as the War Games match, yeah.
Men's War Games match was brilliant also.
Yeah,
so
I agree.
Honorable mentions to those matches, definitely.
For sure. No women's tag matches because the women's tag team title was gone for about 6 months.
Yeah. and the women's tag team division is a bit dead. So
yeah, it's picking up. It's picking up. Hopefully next year we can have an award for that.
It has to.
Okay, so we saying Street Profits versus Usos Money in the Bank.
Confirmed. 2022, yes, sir.
Set in stone.
Locked in.
Next up, female women's match of the year. What we saying? We got Charlotte versus Naomi early in the year. That one on SmackDown.
That was really early in the year, yeah.
That was really early in the year. We got the obvious one, which I'm already picking, Becky versus Bianca at Mania. I don't think there's a match that beats that match.
I don't think... every time you pick something, I just try to get something that goes against what you say.
Yeah.
And, I mean, in this regard...
Bro, that's in my top 3 matches of the year.
Yeah.
Or, like, male and female. That's in my top 3.
Male and female.
So,
and it makes sense why Bianca and Becky are who they are and where they are. And this is one of those categories where you just can't make...
You can't argue, bro. You can't argue.
Something else.
You really can't.
And if you disagree, let us know in the comments below.
Yeah, maybe we're completely forgetting about another match. I mean, it's obviously not a Ronda Rousey match. It's
definitely not.
Definitely not a Ronda match.
It's not a Liv Morgan championship match.
No, anything with her in the title, it's not that. So, I mean, her match with Becky Lynch before she had the title early in the year, that might have still been last year. That was really good. But other than that, I think it's Becky versus Bianca. It's set in
Becky versus Bianca. Yes, sir.
Women's War Game match was also damn good.
It was. And I think that's because of the elements that were in the match. I think it's very often that we see a lot of elements make one good match. Like Io Shirai, I feel, stood out in that match for me. And if she had not been there...
For me, Dakota Kai stood out in that match. She was taking bumps left, right, and center, bro.
She was. She was.
Another match is the last man standing match with Bianca and Bayley. And the ladder match. Actually... Just about all the Bianca and Bayley matches were pretty good.
Bayley matches, that feud was good.
So
that feud was
good. Well, except for the fact that Bayley probably should have won at the end, but
so we wanted.
I think Becky versus Bianca is confirmed, written in the book. That's it.
Yes, sir.
Male match of the year. What are we saying?
Adrenaline in my soul.
Or banger.
Bro, you can't
after banger. After banger.
With a torn peg. With the storytelling of Seth Rollins wearing polka dots to the match. With, bro.
But Sheamus versus Gunther, bro.
Bang after banger. That comes second for me. I won't even lie to you. It comes close second, but it comes second nonetheless.
Yeah. For me, Hell in a Cell as well.
Cody Rhodes pulled off a feat that very few superstars can. And that match proved to me that you don't need a championship stipulation to have a good match. You just need superstars who can wrestle. You need good chemistry and you need storytelling.
Bro, there's not much better than Cody Rhodes at storytelling. And Seth Rollins. But I'm just saying.
And Seth Rollins.
Seth can go in many different ways in the ring. Cody, storytelling is his thing. Seth can do storytelling. Seth can do high spots. Seth can do lots of things. But storytelling.
Listen to me. The moment Seth walked out in those polka dots.
The polka dots, bro.
I knew we were in for a fight. I knew we were in for something special. I knew we were in for a matchup. The moment Cody took off his coat,
bro,
and revealed his injury,
it was crazy, actually.
Bro, I swear to you, I knew then what the match of the year was.
Bro,
then we had Gunther versus
at
Sheamus,
first I was worried. At first I was worried it's going to be a quick squash match.
Exactly.
And then Cody pulled out the what do they call? What does he call that kick? That springboard kick of his?
The disaster kick.
The disaster kick, yeah. And then he pulled off that, and I'm like, okay, he's not here to play. He's not here to play at all.
Oh,
or it was the
man.
Cody cutter. It was one of the two. I remember him doing a springboard move, and I was like,
Yeah.
he's not here to play.
Nah, man. Listen, that match was amazing. No, nothing taken away from Gunther versus Sheamus, especially because it was the first time they were meeting in the ring. With Cody and Seth, it was probably the third or second of the feud.
Third.
With Gunther and Sheamus, it was the first time they meet in the ring. And again, Sheamus came in as a heel, but got cheered like a...
Nah, but he was a face, bro.
Face.
In the UK, he was a face.
By then
they knew what they were doing.
By then he was.
By then he
was. Of course. But nothing taken away from Gunther Sheamus. Nothing at all.
It's a very close second, I think. Just the storytelling puts
everything.
Hell in a Cell above.
Everything about Hell in a Cell, bro. And the fact that it was in Hell in a Cell also.
Bro.
Oh, man. I'd watch that match like 5 times. And I wouldn't get tired of it, bro.
Nah.
That was visual storytelling. That was great pro wrestling.
The way the crowd goes quiet after he takes his coat off. There's like a big
sigh.
There's like a big shock, and then it's quiet, bro. And then it takes the crowd a little bit of time. Once they see Cody's going for it, then they start picking up.
Oh man. Oh, bro, that match makes me happy. That match makes me love pro wrestling again, bro.
Bro, I agree.
It has to be match of the year for me.
You know what? I agree. Gunther versus Sheamus, very close second. Both of them matches, second. In fact. Both of them matches.
Half. That's how close it was. But yeah, Hell in a Cell, Cody versus...
Hell in a Cell, Cody versus Seth. Match of the year.
Set in stone.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Tag team of the year. I think it's fairly easy.
Of course.
I think it's too easy.
Of course.
Too easy.
Of course. It has to be the longest reigning tag team champion in history. What a year.
I was going to say Sasha and Naomi, but okay. We'll go with the Usos. You have 30 seconds to say you're joking,
bro.
No, obviously.
Oh, that was hilarious. Oh, fuck.
It's definitely the Usos, bro.
No,
definitely.
It has to be.
Hands down. There's no arguments. Okay, and bro, was good. Street Profits were good. New Day good as always. Yeah. But
as always,
the Usos. And the character work from the Usos lately, or Jay specifically. Jimmy is like a side character. But
yeah, Jimmy's just the guy who likes everyone, and Jay is putting in the work in terms of character development.
Yeah, that lately has really put them up a notch again as well.
I like that. And again, we'll have AEW awards coming up next. And you could have made the argument that FTR are the tag team of the year, generally in perspective. But for me, I feel there is no better tag team than the Usos in pro wrestling.
Yeah, I agree. For me, FTR is second. I know this is completely going against what we said earlier about not doing the tribalism thing, but
hence I brought up FTR because I know
best tag
the work
team in the world,
putting in and all that. But best tag team in WWE. Even if I'm not on the AEW awards video, I want it to be known.
The Usos are the best.
The Usos are the best tag team in the world right now.
Agreed. Facts.
So yeah, there's no argument.
Okay. Female wrestler of the year. I think there's also only one.
No, I know. Which is crazy for me because, okay, tell me who it is.
Bianca.
You tell me who. You see, I was about to say it's crazy because I know how crazy you are about Becky.
Yeah, and Becky missing out on time.
The work this year. It's the time.
Yeah, if this was,
it really is.
If this was 6 months from last year and 6 months from this year, so like June till June, Becky hands down.
Yeah.
Becky hands down, but it's not. It's January to December, so definitely.
And Bianca. She deserves an honorable mention because since coming back, she's done a lot. She's been great.
Oh, bro, she's the most over thing on Raw since she's been back.
Exactly. So, yeah, I mean, in terms of the work put in terms of the year as a whole, it has to be Bianca.
It has to be. It has to be.
the EST of the WWE.
Oh, for sure. And she's earned that name as well.
She has.
She really has.
It's no longer just a catchphrase.
Nah. Male Wrestler of the Year.
This is the big one.
This is the big one. And I'm not going to go
This
with...
is the end-all and be-all.
I'm going to start this by saying I'm not going with the top dog either. I'm not going with Mr. Tribal Chief. Mr. I'm going to smash you. I'm not going with him. He hasn't wrestled enough for me.
You see, this is difficult, right? This is difficult because I feel Roman Reigns has, I don't know what he drank or what he ate, but he's no longer the Roman Reigns that we know. He is what I consider a pinnacle. He is on top, and that is in terms of character, that is in terms of storytelling, that is in terms of him as a gimmick. You know what I'm saying?
Yes. The character is on top.
Roman always used to be one of the Shield members. You know what I'm saying? And that's a reputation he carried out far past the Shield days. When The Rock came out at the Royal Rumble to help him win, nobody was feeling Roman. But now, speak about Roman and everyone has an opinion.
For sure.
And it's usually mixed. You know what I'm saying? Sure. But like you're saying, this part-timer thing of his, the fact that he is the undisputed champion, but there's someone else who carried a championship and made it more relevant than his. It's concerning. It's concerning. And I don't know if we're on the same page in terms of who gets the support.
We might be.
But Seth freaking Rollins.
Yep, we're on the same page.
Seth freaking Rollins
has to be
Mr. He's Mr. No Days Off.
Bro, he put over Cody Rhodes. He put over Matt Riddle. He's putting over Theory as we speak. Indirectly. He's making Theory look good again.
Yep.
He's been very unselfish this year. He got his first pay-per-view win, I think, since last year. Against who was it against now?
Riddle.
Was it against Riddle? Yeah.
Yeah. The fight, whatever.
No, but Riddle won that, bro.
Oh yeah. So
Riddle won that.
Who did he win against?
Was it when he won the title?
The fight pit. Was it Riddle?
Was it when he won the US title? Could have been. I don't know.
No, maybe he won the title on Raw. He won the US title on Raw.
Okay, so maybe I'm completely off here. Maybe no, that was AJ Styles. Sorry, AJ Styles got his first win in like 2 years on a pay-per-view. Sorry, not Seth. The point is, Seth has been extremely unselfish, but at the same time, has been the top dog on Raw. He's been the tribal chief of Raw. Let's be honest.
Yeah, the guy made the United States Championship the biggest thing on Raw.
Even though he kept it for like a month.
That's all he needs. That's all he needed, bro. Whatever he's given, he can make it work in a week.
Bro,
if you tell Seth, we're giving you the championship for one night, make it something.
Oh, he makes it work, bro. That. He makes it work.
He's one of the best wrestlers, I think, in general of 2023, but just of all time, the way he's able to do everything.
Everything,
Seth
bro.
Can be the biggest asshole, but he can also be the greatest
face
wrestler. He's
everything,
bro. Amazing, bro.
He can be such a good heel. He can be such a good face. He can wrestle technically. He can do the high spots. He can wrestle anybody. Anybody.
He does that so consistently, bro. It's very difficult for you to hate someone for as long as you hated Seth. The same way it's difficult for you to love Seth for the length of time that you can. And bro, Seth is, I don't want to geek out because I think you know how I feel about Seth. Seth has to be my favorite wrestler, maybe of all time. But just the work he's put in this year alone.
Oh, for sure.
Has done so much. He's made so many people what they are. People are waiting for Cody Rhodes to come back because of what he was doing with Seth.
Exactly. That's the thing.
it's crazy because Cody has only had 3 matches and he's already the biggest thing on WWE programming. And he's only had 3 matches.
My only criticism of Seth is they need to stop picking out clothes from Becky's cupboard. Stay out of her wardrobe, bro. Honestly.
But it's character.
No, I
bro.
get it.
It's
I get
character,
it. No, I'm just making a joke. Because that outfit
the
he
one thing I
wore
respect about
a couple of weeks ago, bro. Yeah, that was touch and go.
But Seth gets so immersed, bro, in character.
He goes all in, bro.
Seth gets man, Seth has to be Wrestler of the Year. And I think this is the other thing that makes me sure that it's Seth. We're not basing this on accomplishment.
Otherwise, it'd be Roman.
That's the one thing that's making me sure about Seth. It's not an accomplishment. It's the work put in throughout the year.
Has he even missed time this year? Like, has he been? He's been active every week.
On TV. No, he's been active day in and day out. Mr. Consistency.
It's crazy. It's crazy.
It is crazy because very few people can do that.
Oh, for sure. So Seth Rollins, Wrestler of the Year. Rollins. Okay, last award before this video ends. We've got to wrap it up now soon. Who are you putting in your Hall of Fame? A retired wrestler, someone you just want to put in your Hall of Fame. I want to do this where we put in a person every year into the STOMP Hall of Fame. He doesn't have to be, he could be in the Hall of Fame already, the WWE Hall of Fame. Just someone you really enjoy from the past. Retired, of course.
You're going to hate me for this. And the STOMP Wrestling community probably will also.
Go for it.
Vincent Kennedy McMahon.
Oh my God, after these recent allegations, bro.
I think putting that aside.
Yeah, putting that aside, you got to.
Since I'm saying you guys are going to hate me for this. But what Vince has done for pro wrestling.
Oh, it's unmatched.
Not even WWE. Is unmatched, bro. A lot of people have tried. A lot of individuals have tried.
Sure.
A lot of individuals have come together to try. But nobody, and I mean that, nobody is going to do what Vincent Kennedy McMahon has done for pro wrestling.
Sure.
And I think this is stamped by the fact, okay, this will all be null and void if he comes back, which I hope not.
Yeah.
But if he stays retired, I think he's going to be the greatest wrestling mind ever.
For sure.
And that is why I'm putting him in the STOMP Hall of Fame this year.
I see it. So
what are you saying?
I'm saying, look, this is a sad one. He passed away this year. So I'm saying Scott Hall. Scott Hall passed away this year just before Mania. So I'm putting him in my Hall of Fame. Probably one of the best wrestlers to ever do it and not hold a world title. So rest in peace, Scott Hall. I'm putting him in.
R.I.P. man. R.I.P. to the bad guy.
The bad guy.
So yeah, man, it's been a crazy year for pro wrestling. 2022 has to be one of the greatest years of pro wrestling. And we look forward to 2023, which I feel is going to be just as crazy, if not crazier. But we'll be back again in December of 2023 to give out our 2023 awards. But for 2022, those were our STOMP Wrestling Awards. If you like the video, don't forget to stomp that like button, man. We love it when you stomp that like button. If you haven't already joined the family, don't forget to stomp that subscription button. And if you want to be notified every time we post a video, which we'll be doing very often, very soon, don't forget to stomp that bell icon. But until the next one, it's been the boy, the Beanie Boy, and only the Beanie Boy, alongside Mr. Presenter, Editor, Mr. No Days Off, Mr. WrestleDrop himself. And that was our STOMP Wrestling 2022 awards. And they were just too sweet.